Happy Friday, everybody. Travis here for Tpull's Corners. Going to jump in against our opponent, Wild Whiskers 258, because there are 257 other people on Arena who took previous names called Wild Whiskers, I guess. And we actually have the stars of the show in our opening hand. This is Hawkeye's Bow. Whenever equipped creature becomes tapped, deals 1 damage. We want to pair it up with Ojer Axonil from Wilds of Eldraine. If a red source you control will deal an amount of non-combat damage less than his power, that source deals damage equal to Ojer Axonil's power instead. So what we want to do is get a creature down, put Hawkeye's Bow on it, and then put Ojer Axonil down, and every time we tap that creature, we deal 4 damage instead of 1. We can't put anything down but a 1-drop for this turn, so we'll put our other tap land down. We're tapping into, sorry, no pun intended, Edge of Eternity's lands that allow us to use the station ability. And let's go ahead and put down a 4-drop. See if it exists. It does no good to station a 0-power creature. We could tap it, but wouldn't do any good right now. We need to be able to activate the ability itself to tap to deal 1 damage to the opponent. Tapping it with the station, nah, it does not help. We're kind of not doing much, right? Let's go ahead. Let's try and see if we just deal 3 damage to each creature. We can also activate this ability now, do the 1 damage, and then we untap because we did a sorcery spell. And then we can still do another damage. And we did 2. 1 with Unworthy Catapult and 1 with Hawkeye's Bow. Alright. I don't think we care about Archmage of Runes, because we're just going to tap this. And we were going to do 4 more damage. And I wanted to demonstrate that, but Wild Whiskers just quit. It's not very wild. That's okay. This just gives us a reason to go into the deck tech right away. We'll go ahead and show you the entire deck. But that is, it's Eldraine plus Marvel. I kept the title real simple for the game, the name of the deck. And so I did have to go ahead and burn some wild cards, because I think I only had 1 copy of Hawkeye's Bow, so 3 wild cards there. And then I only had 1 copy of Ojer Axonil this entire time. So burned 3 Mythic Rare wild cards. I think everything else I had. So this is a 4/4 legendary creature with trample. When it dies, it turns into the card you see to the right, the land called Temple of Power. If you manage to deal 4 or more non-combat damage to the turn, during the turn, to the opponent. Actually, it doesn't say to the opponent, just only if red sources deal 4 or more non-combat damage. Then you can spend 3, tap it, and transform it back from the Temple of Power into Ojer Axonil again. So this only costs 1 to equip. And the whole goal is just to get a bunch of creatures down. We have 4 of the Kindlespark duos from Bloomburrow. Lizard Otters, 1/3 only. It's kind of cheap creatures. Tap to deal 1 damage to target opponent. Again, we get Ojer Axonil down, and that's going to be 4. If we equip Hawkeye's Bow on it, we'll do 4 from Kindlespark Duo and 4 from Hawkeye's Bow. So that kind of combo gives us 8 points of damage in just a single turn. In the meantime, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you untap the creature, so you could do it twice in a turn. So that's 16 points in 1 turn if we get everything going right. We also have 4 copies of Unworthy Catapult. This is from, was that Wilds of Eldraine again? 0/4 Defender, same deal. Tap it, deal 1 damage to the opponent. 0/4 instead of 1/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you untap the creature. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what makes the difference between... I mean, this is a creature, this is built to be Defender. So Defenders usually are cheaper in power. So I guess they offset that because they had something that's already 1/3. They didn't want to make this 0/3, right? Because you already have Defender, which it can't attack in the first place. So they increase the toughness by 1. So just a little insight into how the designers behind the curtain think about the knobs that they can twist on things. They kept the mana cost, the cost to cast each spell the same, but they did play around with the toughness and power knobs because they're not exactly the same type of creature or same type of spell. We've got Magic Damper. Target creature control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn, plus you untap it. The untap part is actually kind of unnecessary because of the kind of creatures that we're equipping it with, they naturally untap anyway. Although we could use it on Ojer and untap Ojer. Sewer's Valence Cam. This is with Flash, which is kind of cool. When the artifact enters or leaves the battlefield, you may tap or untap our target creature. And this allows us, if we do have this set up already, and we've done 4 or 8 points of damage, whatever, we could just play for one more spell. We could untap one of these and do another 4 or 8 points. And also one shore up. This is from Bloomburrow. Target creature gets +1/+1, hexproof, and untap. You can see, because we've got Final Fantasy, which I think when they first started designing Final Fantasy, it wasn't supposed to be part of Standard when they were doing the concept and the set design. And so we had Bloomburrow out already. And then somebody at Wizards made the bright decision that we're going to take all the universes beyond and put them in into Standard Legal. And we'll put those on Arena. So now we have a lot of duplicate cards. This is just a reskin card of this card, which is not, this isn't the original card either. We've had this spell around for a long time. But we've got a lot of duplicates now because they made that decision. This card was already designed by the time the decision was made to change it and put it into the environment. So these are some of the problems with the game. We've got Springleaf Drum. For only 1, you can put down artifact. Tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. So that'll help us fix our colors if we need to. Got 1 Abrade, so we can choose between destroying a creature or an artifact. Suplex, which can exile creatures or artifacts. And 1 Scorching Shot that deals 5 damage to a target creature. I've got 1 Treasure Map. This is where you spend 1 and scry 1. You put a landmark counter on the artifact. Once you get 3 of the landmark counters on it, it transforms into Treasure Cove you see to the right, and you create 3 treasure tokens. Then you have the Treasure Cove as part of your lands, and you can sacrifice a treasure each turn to draw a card. So it takes a couple turns to set up, but if the matches last that long, then you get an extra card draw each turn. Glamourmite. Fairy Rogue, and again, something with Flash, 2/2 flyer. When it enters, you choose one, either tap or untap target creature. The whole point of this deck is, once I looked at Hawkeye's Bow, once that came out, and saw whenever the equipped creature becomes tapped, I have a habit of looking at these type of cards and making entire decks that center around the idea of tapping something or untapping something. So there's a couple of different cards in here that just have that feature to them, just so that we can reuse this again. There's no extra mana cost to tap this. With both the Kindlespark Duo and the Unruly Catapult, there's no actual mana cost in order to activate the effect. This is a sign, usually, that there's something that the Magic designers overlooked, that whenever you have 0 activation costs on something, there's opportunity there. There's a chance to find some overpowered synergy, and this is one. Nanoform Sentinel, 3/2 robot. Whenever the creature becomes tapped, untap another target permanent. You can only do that once per turn. North Pole Patrol. This is from Avatar. For 3, you get a 2/3. You can tap it and untap another target permanent you control. Waterbending, you can tap and then tap a target creature an opponent controls. 2 copies of Unstoppable Plan. At the beginning of your end step, you untap all non-permanents you control. So this is all just a case of, I want to get these creatures out, I want to equip them, and once we get Ojer out, we want to be tapping and untapping multiple times, and that'll just put a really quick end to the match. 1 more Removal, Fiery Annihilation, 5 damage target creature. You exile up to 1 target equipment attached to that creature. If that creature dies, you exile it as well. Exile, you'll notice it even for my red cards. You'll notice this a lot when I do my black cards, or my black decks, that I do exile a lot. That's because there's a lot more cards out there that dive into the graveyard and give you synergies and advantages to having a big graveyard or just being able to get things out of the graveyard. So even my red removal spells a lot, I'm choosing exile for those particular types of things. You'll notice at the same time, I'm choosing something that gets rid of equipment, because there's a lot of equipment in the Marvel expansion. Seismic Rupture deals 2 damage to each creature without flying for only 3, and 1 Slag Storm that does 3 damage to each creature. So a couple of small board wipes, because there's just a lot of wimpy cards out there. They try and rush you. And Broadside Barrage for 3 deals 5 damage to target creature Planeswalker. So I've got something in here to deal against Planeswalker. It also lets you draw through your deck a little bit. And then my 1 card that costs more than 4. Costs a big old 5. Flying Dragon, 3/5. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, deals double. So if we do get the ultimate combo out, if we get the dragon out with Ojer, and we get one of these Kindle Spark duos equipped with Hawkeye's bow, and one tap we can do 16 points of damage in one turn. I've got 3 of the Othros and 3 of Kavaran so that we can tap other creatures whenever we feel like, and 4 of the Frontier Bivouacs so that the green doesn't matter, but we can get red or blue out of that. Adventures in just to give me a couple of life points. Cavernous Souls. You choose a creature type, and then the spell can't be countered. And Command Bridge. And Demolition Field to get rid of one of their special lands. That is it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make one change to this. We're going to put in one Fabled Passage. And we're going to take out one of the mountains. I've got a little bit more mountains in it than islands in here. But that does give me one extra chance in the deck draw, in case I'm not getting the colors that I need to go get the final land color that I would need, since I do have double red I need. Maybe I should have made that fabled island, turned one of the islands into a fabled. Oh well, we're committed now. It's done. We'll see how it goes. Skeletons, that's kind of bad, right? Yeah, let's just get rid of it now. We've got some life gain in there. They can now go search for anything they want, which is a little scary in and of itself. Seven damage there. Alright, let's put down a Kindle Spark duo. If it survives, we can put down Ojer and start dealing 4 points of damage. But they've got black and red, which usually means they've got at least one removal spell. Most people understand that these things can just pick at you to death one point at a time anyway, and they don't want it to hang around for very long. I feel like they're on the edge right now, like maybe they have removal, but they're thinking, oh, there we go. They're thinking to go get something now. That's kind of good. I'm kind of glad that I forced their hand on that. Yeah, go get something now. Really? That's your choice? I think that was the wrong choice, but we tap. Instead of 1, 4 damage. Now, if they spend stuff gaining life back, maybe they don't have enough removal. They're going to get a card they want again. They go to just get another Beseech the Mirror. They bargain to get a search spell to cast a search spell. Are they doing this just to get death to our enemies pumped up? Why would you go look for that card? Oh, that's a nice combo. That's very good. I like that. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to write this down. I have Hidetsugo's Second Right. I have a lot of cards involving that. I have a lot of decks involving that. Candy Trail. Beseech the Mirror. I have not, let's see, Case of the Stashed Skeleton. I think that's a real nicely put together deck. Death to our enemies. I think I have at least one of those, but I haven't made a deck based around that yet. And then finally Hidetsugo's second right. I have a series that's called Decks That Beat Me. So I like the way this beat me so quickly, actually. So how many? If they did 4 copies of each card, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we see 6 of the types of cards that they have. There's 3 other cards in the deck, and we don't even know what those are. So I suppose if I usually don't go do my internet research, but I could probably go try and find a deck that's already out there that's listed that would tell me the other 3 cards. We'll write down these 2. Blazemeyer Verge. All right, I'm gonna at some point I'm going to add this to my deck list. I might do research this time and find out what those 3 cards are. But that's nice. They managed to get to a place where they can do 7 points of damage and then do the 10 for Hidetsugo, all as part of one turn. That's 17 points of damage relatively early on. I like it. But the timing's important on that because they have to cast the spell, and when they cast the spell, you still got 17. But I don't know if you're going to have to hit the control. Sometimes you have to hit control to slow down the stack and control which effect happens on the stack first. So I'm going to have to experiment with that. It's been a while since I saw something creative like that. That kind of tells you how good our deck is, because we opened up some new gate on Arena, and it put me up against a deck I've never faced before. Let's see, we have to wait on that one. We have to be able to tap something. So we'll tap the mountain, and that gets his command bridge down. And now we don't have to worry about colors anymore. In the meantime, let's put down Kindlespark Duo. It shouldn't last long. That's kind of the canary in the coal mine to take some direct damage. In case they have flyers, I've got Slagstorm. In case they put down a bunch of 1/1s, we have Seismic Rupture. Are they going to name the command bridge? So now I can't do the blue? Hey, this better not be the same deck again. Have they decided this is the only deck that can beat me? They're going to have Hidetsugo again? We're not going to do regular damage. We're just going to do non-combat damage. So that way we can say we beat them without ever having come over and hit them. Although, you know, I might change that if I get my dragon down. I might be willing to break the rule and go hit him in the face. Dragon spells A. Equip. 2/4. Alright, let's do without flying. See if we can get them to block. They don't block. Okay, let's go ahead and put down the dragon. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and station that. Just to make him nervous. I don't really have too many artifacts. I could get down 4 copies of Hawkeye's Bow and use one blue to tap and get 4 mana. Okay, we activate the ability. Deals 2 damage because the Twin Flame Tyrant is down. Let's see. Do I have another creature? Let's do the Fairy Rogue fairies. They can't counter fairy spells now. We bring down the bow. We're going to activate this, do 2 points of damage. I'm going to activate this, do 2 points of damage. And now that taps, that untaps, because we did the artifact. And then we just put this on there, and we get to do 4 points of damage. And now I think we go ahead and swing in. There's 6 points of damage, and then I'm going to take a little bit of damage to myself. Ta-da! It took us 6 turns. I don't think it's as clever as that Hidetsugo's second right deck. I really like that one. You can see when I go into standard rake, I've got Hidetsugo's last right there. I've made a couple of different decks with that card. I love that card. You show me another way to use the card, I'm all over it. Let's see, 2 tap lands, but we do have the combo there. Put down the tapped red first so we can put down Hawkeye's Bow next turn and still play our second land. The one land card I didn't put in, I think, was I usually put in the one that allows you to exile 3 cards from the graveyard. So, I mean, if we come up against Big Graveyard Reanimator, maybe I'll fix that and put that in, too. Are they going to mill themselves or me? Okay, so we don't have to worry about them necessarily getting stuff out of their graveyard. And the very first time I logged on today, they land started me, so hopefully we got that out of Arena's system. In case they do have graveyard, we'll get rid of their lifelink capability. They just have another lifelink capability. That could make things difficult. We got 2 Ojers, let's put down 1. It does no good. Let's see, do I want to do that, or let's do this. We'll station them there. They got flyers, so we can't block anything. I need my mini board wipe. Or a couple of my choice removal spells. If they kill this, it just gives me a 5th land, actually, so it's not the worst thing in the world right now. But I only have 1 Twin Flame Tyrant. Do I want to... This goes from a legendary into a regular land, so if they kill this again, I just get yet another land. And I can equip it and give them reach now, right? Now we don't station it because we want to trade with Vampire Nighthawk. I'm expecting them to just kill it. I mean, this is overclocked deck with extra cards, so we expect them to have all the removal they want whenever they want. They don't have the removal right now? Or they've got a trick? They got a trick. Death Touch and Lifelink, and they draw a card. Alright. We're just going to keep doing this, evidently. It's a good trade against the Nighthawk. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. There we go. I'm going to actually take out this one first. We'll see if they have one final trick. They have the second toxin analysis already. You've got to be kidding me. How about that? Drawing a lot of land. Oh, man. That's bad news. Why am I not getting any removal this entire time? I actually needed one more energy so I could put this down. They're going for it. They better not have another toxin analysis. I need to take out one without death touch because they can take out both of these. I think I put down the defender next. And I need to move Hawkeye's bow over to the defender. That way I've got 3 potential creatures that can block a flyer if they have removal. Shoot. Alright, we can tap a creature there. This will still work, right? I'm willing to make the trade, actually, so... If they attack, I'm still losing 1 life point. So we do this and this on the ground. They lose 2 creatures, but they still have a flyer with menace. Oh. Never mind. We could never really get off the ground. We're getting our daily activities done for the day, though. We're getting experience. We're getting stuff. Not a normal deck configuration that I come up against. I've come up against similar stuff like that in the past, but it's not often. For some reason, when I first made this deck and playtested, I literally did not lose. And then when I boot up today, they don't even deal me land at first. But yeah, every now and then you make a deck and it opens up this other door in Arena, and suddenly you're not facing the normal stuff that you're used to facing. So now I'm actually missing both colors. So we're going to put down the other stuff before Fabled Passage and hope for 1 color, so then we can go get the 2nd color with Fabled Passage. Looks like they're focusing on a lot of card draw. Alright, I'm gonna go get red. And we scry. Yeah, we'll take another land. Alright, we bring down the bow first. If bringing down creatures doesn't matter. We do this, we'll tap this, we scry again. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think we have enough time for that. I'm not entirely sure. But none of these creatures can block any of this. that's going to be a problem. Okay, so try for that. See what else we got coming up. Each creature without flying, that's good. And then we have 3. Do I put something else down? No. Let's keep it the way it is. Seriously. And again, this is something similar. I don't usually come up against stuff like this. That's going to be enough to kill me, I think, next turn, no matter what. They probably have a second shelter by Ghost. This is not going to stop anything. I'm still going to die. And part of this is because I don't have a ton of removal. I'm skimping out again just because I wanted to get to the combo fast. And most of the cards that are in support of that are like instants and sorceries. So if you want this to be more effective, you probably put like 3 more removal cards in there to deal against that sort of stuff. The ban list came out. Badgermole, they finally took away Badgermole, which was the honorary mention in our pool. They finally left red alone after picking on red for a couple of ban turns in a row. It's interesting to see their data from the cards that I was suggesting should be banned. There has been a call for reinstating Screaming Nemesis from people. So I'm not the only one that likes that card and thinks it should be a... Oh, hang on, we got pizza. One of you guys is supposed to send me a text message or something.
I'll give you a performance to remember.
We eat all the pizza before they can. That's the goal whenever this when this particular map shows up.
You are what I
Okay, it's been a while since I played Oko too. Facing a lot of decks that we just don't normally see stuff from. Let's see. That's only target creature. So we can put down a bow. I think we just put down a tapped land this turn. Namor the Submariner.
You have so
Alright, let's try the removal, see if it works. It works! Yay! Small favors. So they could make anything they want a merfolk,
Clay needs sculptor.
This, since they might have some other mill desires.
Try this on for size.
Alright, we'll put this down. Put this down. We're going to put this here. And then we station it. 8 points of damage. If they can't get rid of either one of these creatures, that's 12 points. They need some form of interaction. What can Oko do now that he's green? Vigilance and hexproof.
Before my sovereign reign.
That's 12 points of damage. There's no haste there, so they can't do anything with the cutthroat. They need like a bounce spell. I'm not blocking that. 13 points of damage. Four. Tap? No, I don't want to... Hang on. Cancel that. I just want to station him. Once he's tapped, automatically 8 more points. Or actually, it's more because we increased him, so it was 6 points. It was 6 points a turn. I wasn't even paying attention. We gave him increased. That was the other thing I forgot to tell you in the deck tech. If you increase Ojer's power, then every time you're hitting somebody with the bow, you're doing 5 or 6 points of damage if you have a couple of bows on them. Get up to 6. Can take care of things even faster. I was probably supposed to mulligan this. We've won a couple too many rounds already, so they only gave us 1 land. And we're not in ranked, we're just in standard. And you can see how much Arena hates this deck. It's just not normal. I'm trying to think if I've seen... I have maybe come across one deck that was somewhat similar to this. But I don't think it used Ojer with Hawkeye's bow. It used Ojer with other stuff. Which we've seen before. We're used to that, actually. Let's do... I guess we just get rid of Slumbering Cerberus. We got all of our removal up front, it seems. Half the removal in our deck, it's already here. Well, let's lose 3 life for now. We will go ahead and exile that puppy. We need them to stop putting down a creature every single turn. I kind of need 6 energy so that I can give this hexproof to ward off the removal. They've got to have removal by now, right? That's not worth a scorching shot. That's worth a scorching shot. Alright, we're down into the danger zone already. If they get another perforating artist, I guess I keep my other bow up here so I can afford to discard it if they come and do more damage. I actually really need 1 more land. Can I even afford to wait anymore? I don't think I can afford to wait, but if they have 1 single removal card, I am toast. Everything only costs a max of 4. They've already got their 4 lands. They can afford anything they have. And I have to block this. So now I need a really good board wipe. They're actually being very leisurely about the... Hey, look, Arena! You gave me my board wipe? Just for me asking? I mean, it's probably because they know that I'm dead, but still. I kind of appreciate it. I know I'm down to 5 life, though. That was kind of nice of Arena to do that for me. They don't usually do that. They must be feeling bad because they've put me up against all these new decks and made me lose so much. This one, I think, is a pre-made. Look at all those creatures they have. Magic Damper just gives me a +1. That would let me kill the borders. And then I would still be down to 1. Hexproof! Haha! But I need to block the borders. So I lose my creature. And I need another board wipe, some way to take out 2 more creatures. I can tap or untap target creature, and that's not enough. Alright, we almost got there. We forced them. We made about, what, 7 or 8 rounds? We made them use every single card they had. But that deck is really designed. It's a cheap deck. They've only got a couple of 4-drops in there. It's designed to swarm you pretty fast. I'll tell you, this is a decidedly different win percentage than when I first made the deck. The night I made the deck, Arena didn't know what to throw against me. It just threw all the normal stuff against me. None of that stuff worked. Alright. Everything costs 3. We just need 1 more land. It's tapped, but I guess we'll take it. Is this a mirror match? They're going to deal damage to me? Let's go ahead and do... We'll do 3. Look at how many extra cards they have. And they didn't get a land? That's a little unusual. Yeah, we'll station it. Just out of habit. We can't attack with it, right? Let's make them wonder that we're doing something with these. Ooh, 4 damage already. We've technically got all the blue we need already. Alright, we start dealing with their life. Bring this down. Untap. Oh, tapping it. No, we don't want to do that. That's fine the way it is. I should have stationed that. We need Hawkeye's bow so we can tap this stuff down.
Doesn't take a genius to see something weird is going on. Thanks for the helping paw.
I need one more creature with power to go take care of the planeswalker. Otherwise, we're gonna have trouble.
I can invent my way to victory.
They're still finding ways to dig through their deck. Here we go. Activate. Do some damage now. They're both going to untap. Get rid of that. We only do 2 points of damage. So they can just pump that up easy enough and keep putting out other creatures. But
you hurt a cute critter like me?
we just need Hawkeye's Bow or Ojer or both. And we can just wrap this up.
You get to be my protege today. It's time to embrace the local culture.
I might have to use Slagstorm for that. Treasure map. Okay. Three damage to each creature. Come on, activate. Activate. Scry. Don't need land. It wasn't quite card draw, but we did a little something. 12/12 creature. Gross.
Oh yeah, plan's coming together. Otter to otter, I need some help.
Don't need land. We'll go ahead and activate for 2. And I think we have to wait on the rest. If they hit for 12, if they don't have removal, if I can do 2 now. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They need removal or I've got them. Oh, no, wait, there's a dragon. Ouch!
Another genius idea.
Look at all that. 8 lands, 3 spells, managed to draw a ton of stuff.
New hypothesis. I'm about to win.
Feel like I'm about to die. Okay, so, but they don't attack. It's a land? Are you serious? No, not good enough. Ah! Look at this. So close. Look at all that land and all those cards.
Out of my way! Muscle it on a mission.
If they don't remove any of my creatures, they could attack with Melik, but they cannot also attack with Live Mizzet. No, they can. They just got another flyer.
Oh, yeah. Plan's coming together.
Where they need
I hope
many
you've got
creatures, so they
bottled
couldn't
light
attack with
much.
the Otter at the same time. I mean, they've used most of their energy. Ah!
I am confident this will work.
They've got Storm that's going to get rid of my Tyrant. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is that okay? No, they had enough. They had just right. So if they attack now, they're very conservative. They're not going to attack with the drag. Okay, there we go. Pass to block. We block here. We go ahead and hit them for 1. And we take 9 points of damage. I can't use Slag Storm. Seriously, Arena? We're close, but no cigar on a lot of these. It's a mixed bag today, that's for sure. But again, I can't remember last time I faced a deck like that. It's kind of a fun night for me just because there's variety at least. A little frustrating. It seems like I'm getting close, but I didn't get the combo. I didn't get. You notice I have 4 copies of Ojer, have 4 copies of Hawkeye's Bow. That is the combo. Didn't draw it the entire match. Yeah, I still like tonight. I like that new deck that beat me. And I like the fact that there's been no multiplying bunnies for a change. There's been no massive life gain. There's been no landfall. I wonder if this is partly because of the ban and everybody had to bring out other decks because Badger Cub's gone. They're like, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of other cards in here. Alright, this is a Hobbit card. Whenever mountain you control enters, put a quest counter, 6 or more, sacrifice it, search for a dragon. And mountain cycling. That's kind of a nice card. So they need 5 more mountains? They have Smog the Dragon. Let me blow that up in case you haven't seen it yet. I just got a copy today. I managed to open one of my packs. Alright, I think we have to get rid of Sarkin completely. We're just going to tap this down. We don't need them to create more treasure tokens. What is this final card? Okay, we're just going to get rid of Charming Scoundrel. Oh, and we can get rid of the equipment for a change. No, it's indestructible. No, but we get to exile it instead of destroy it. Aha! It works! I love it when a plan comes together. I don't use Fiery Annihilation a whole lot, but gets rid of one of the equipments for me. I feel good. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more land and they get their dragon. We'll go ahead and station it, I guess. They can bring down the dragon now, right? Yep. And it's got haste. And 2 more points from the treasure. And I still don't have... Oh, I was going to say, I need to be able to power up Slagstorm. 3 damage to each creature. We go ahead and do 1 point of damage to him first. Then we all lose our creatures. That's 1 Smog the Magnificent. They have Smog the Great Calamity next. Don't have much left that can take out a 5/5. I need Scorching Shot. That is not Scorching Shot. Doesn't do any good to station that. We're definitely on a clock. And they get exactly 7 mountains. Ouch. Dang, they got rid of a 0/4. Just get in case I was going to block it. If I can do 3, 4, 5. Alright. I need to use these 2 spells to take out Smog. Flash this in. Do the final 2 points. He's already tapped, so it doesn't matter. Alright, we're alive for a second. Okay, they got 3 treasures now. They just did so well on their land draw, didn't they? Eight land drops in a row. Exactly what they needed. They should know what dragon they want. I mean, do they have another Smog, or do they have another Smog the Magnificent? There we go. Okay, Dracuseth. Well, that's kind of a problem. 3 damage up to 2 other targets. I guess I'll use this. We'll play this. We'll go ahead and activate the ability now because it just doesn't matter. Three damage up to each of 2 targets, so I could use this to block. That doesn't have haste yet. They could do 4 damage to the catapult, though, right? Wait, are they only doing 3 to that and 4 to me? So I can block. Oh, no, wait. That's Defender, it doesn't have reach, never mind. Hobbit Dragon deck. Stuff to look forward to. Alright, yet again, another round. 4 copies of Hawkeye's Bow didn't show up. 4 copies of Ojer didn't show up. 2 matches in a row. When you have very good odds of getting at least one of those 8 cards in your opening hand most of the time. Okay. I complained. The spies that are watching my play at least gave me Ojer for a change. It's like when they gave me 4 in a row of Ojer that they burned through, and it was like, okay, we gave them enough Ojers, don't give them anymore. Normal deck size. And they're milling away cards that could mill me. If they have artifact creatures, if they have something bigger than 3, we can still destroy their artifact creatures. But they got to go first. I guess we go ahead and just do this now. We've got a Fire Annihilation we can do next turn. We're kind of stuck real quick here soon. This could be fun. You don't see this every day. I'm working on a Tunnel Grinder deck right now. They only got rid of 1 card? They only got rid of a spacecraft. Okay, we needed that. Let's put down the Spark now. It's only a 1/3 that does 1 point of damage. They shouldn't feel too threatened by that. One point of damage there. Untap. Bring down the bow. Hit him again, untap. And hit him a 3rd time. So my 1/3 did 3 points of damage in a single turn. That's nice. Now if I have just one more untapped land that I could equip that with, we can really do some damage in one more turn. Didn't get it. Alright, 4 damage. Yet again, still having a little bit of trouble with drawing enough land in time. But it doesn't seem like they're able to set up quite the way they need to be just yet. Okay, they get rid of that. These are all artifacts. It has 5. Does 5 points of damage from the tapping of Hawkeye's bow, and 5 points straight to the face, down to 3. It's too bad I didn't have one of my station cards. Could have tapped them again at the end. No, I couldn't, because Unstoppable is at the beginning of your end step, so there's no chance after that. Never mind. Yep, there was no way to stop me from attacking. And as soon as Hawkeye's bow tapped, that was 5 damage. See, they give you the combo, and it works. They just had to give us those 2 cards. We'll go one more. We're up against Rookie Cookie. Okay, I like their name. 2 lands at least. Sadly, that seems to be what all of Magic's about these days, right? If they give you your combo, you're just devastating the opponent. And it's just the question, is Arena going to give you your combo, or are they going to give the opponent their combo? What happened to all the Angel decks? Where's all the Landfall decks? Where's all the... Man. People are enjoying Hobbit, hey? Looks like equipment is still a very popular thing. We can't really kill that. We need to get rid of that land soon. Ouch. And that has ward too? That's just enough to stop me from what I wanted to do. Alright, let's get rid of the Lonely Mountains now so they can't bring in other creatures. That'll let me fix my mana so I can get an island out here. And then hopefully next turn I can take out the Dwarven Mauler with my Fiery Annihilation. I can't even bring that down to tap it because I can't pay the ward cost. If they bring down another haste creature, I could use the cam. Put a hone counter on each equipment you own? Ouch. Okay, this gives me 2 life. Which one do we want to get rid of? I guess the one that gives them ward. Auto pay. Exile 1 equipment, exile 1 creature. Fiery Annihilation is earning its keep tonight. It might not be enough to let me survive this game, but got rid of a 6-point damage creature that was heading my way. That's a 2/4 already, and I'm half dead. Alright, we'll bring you down. We will tap Dane Ironfoot. Now why did he not bother attacking there? I don't get that. I'll go ahead and tap him just for the heck of it. Oh, that works for any creature artifact. Oh well. Okay, we got the bow. We just need Ojer. Will we survive? It looks unlikely. Even my normal board wipe won't take that out. Opponent has no problems making their land drops, it looks like. It's difficult to see how I will survive. Double strike? You get the axe and each equipped gains double strike. You put that on a 3-drop card? Arena. That is messed up. We can do 2 points of damage to them. Whoop-de-doo. I can see why you would put together a deck like this. There's very cheap cards that, again, do all this synergistic stuff. And I'm just drawing lands, actually. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands. 10 lands. We'll call it 9 for Demolition Field. 9 lands and 7 spells? Not even a chance. I need a balance arena, okay? Don't landstar me, but I do need at least as many spells as lands? Come on. Arena does this sometimes, where you make a new deck, you put together your combo, and it just gives you your combo match after match after match, and it seems, pardon the pun, it seems magical. It seems like nothing can go wrong. And then you bring it out another night, and you're like, it's not giving me my cards. Where are my cards? They've got a planet now. Get rid of that now. Alright. We did not get a land. We need Ojer and we need one more land. The Coming of Galactus. Why are we freezing now? Because I've been playing for longer than an hour? Hold on. We'll jiggle a couple of modem cables. There we go. Alright, that's a lot of power. We would lose 2 life. I guess we just put down the bows. It's only 5 mana, and they can do that. That seems overpowered. Although destroying the land does seem to fit. It looks like I'm going to have to burn some more Mythic Rare. Again, I haven't come up against Coming of Galactus card yet. This is the first time. That's a tap land. It's not the greatest. 16/16. Do I have anything that can do anything against that? I don't think I do. I didn't include any counter spells. If I needed to include more creatures and counter spells, then it's like I'm going to need a 120 card deck at this point. I don't know what my win-loss ratio was on this deck tonight. It was under 50%. But again, maybe you guys have faced Coming of Galactus? This is the first time I've seen it used in play against me. That seems like a really cheap card. Five mana that eventually gets you a 16/16 Flying Trampler? That is tough. And see, even my board wipes aren't enough to do anything. And this has lifelink, so doing damage doesn't do anywhere near enough good. And I guess this is a tip, I should at least have just one bounce spell I do like the card, though. I feel like I want it. Nice. So now he's indestructible as well. And what are they looking to? They have to reveal the legendary card they're going for. Look, we're stuck at 4 lands. We got a little ramp help. Another Coming of Galactus. Oh no, they just brought that back with Yuna, right? Did they not find a legendary card? That's all I can do. But again, haven't seen that deck configuration before. Came up against just a whole bunch of new decks today. Encountering new exciting cards. I kind of don't mind getting my butt beat. This is the most variety I've seen in months. And I owed all just to making a new deck that sort of went undefeated the first night that I made it. So yeah, you notice whenever we got a Hawkeye's Bow and we got Ojer, we could just do so much damage so quickly, it wrapped up the game pretty quick. If we don't get those cards, I mean, the rest of the deck is kind of focused around it. Around, just getting some creatures down every now and then. A little bit, 0/4 blockers, that kind of thing. A little bit of, not a ton of removal, but, enough that we usually got some stuff up front to handle the smaller things to give us time. But, yeah, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and add Maze Mind Tome and just experiment with it and see if that helps us a little bit. Hey, why are you... What if I just look for Tome? There we are. I'm going to add 1. I'll go up to 61 for that. Just to see if I get, a little bit more card draw in there. And maybe all I need to do is dig a little bit faster to get to those things. That sort of thing. So, alright, we'll leave it there. We went long tonight, but we encountered so many different decks. I mean, if you've been following the channel, we have not faced hardly any of that in months. So, I don't know if we blame the 3 cards that got banned or not, but let me know what you think of this deck construction, what you would do differently, and like and subscribe, and we'll have something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.